Good morning. It is October 20th, and this is the OSU Toughgrass Team Times. We're starting to run out towards the end of the year. Temperatures are definitely cooled off. We've had some moisture here in Ohio over the last week, but we're still on the dry side. Online, we got Dr. Dave Gardner, and we got Dr. Xiaowei Wu. Dr. Gardner, take it away.
All right. Good morning, everybody. So wrapping up the year in the context of weed management, a couple of things to talk about. When you're out on your sites, if you see purple grass in your lawns, that is annual tropical grasses such as crabgrass, foxtail, etc., that are beginning to die and go away for the year. But it's a great time to go out and map those areas out, because that's where you should put your pre-emergence down next year. If you don't want to go wall to wall on your properties, you could save a little bit of money by only applying where you had the annual grasses this year, because in most cases, the seed tends to drop straight to the ground. You don't see a lot of that getting carried for a distance. On the other hand, if you see tan or white patches in the turf, those are going to be savanna grasses, which tend to be perennials, such as nimblewill and Bermuda grass. And so those are the areas that you will want to plan on treating with mesotrione or tepramazone or glyphosate after they green up next May. So yeah, annual grasses, like I said, crabgrass, foxtail, goosegrass, pre-emergence herbicides in the spring. If it's a perennial tropical grass like paspalum, you can't use a pre-emerge, remember. Monitor for regrowth in April. When you have seedlings germinate, crabgrass and etc., the leaves tend to be very, very small. When paspalum reemerges in the spring, the leaves are quite large. It's pretty striking, the difference in the appearance of that when it comes out. And since it is a perennial, you can only use post-emergence herbicides, and namely tepramazone, for the control of that. And again, if it's a savanna grass like nimblewill or Bermuda grass, tepramazone, mesotrione, or glyphosate after green up in May. For winter annual weeds, chickweed, henbit, and etc., depending on where you are in Ohio, this is about what they should be looking like at this point. And remember that post-emergence control tends to be more effective in November than it is the following spring, because those weeds, after they harden off due to wintertime stress, can be a little bit more difficult to control. And then finally, for broadleaf weeds, if you have dandelion, clover on your sites, remember that fall is actually the best time to try to control those. Tends to be more effective. The side benefit also is that you don't have as much injury potential to your landscape plants because they're losing their leaves, and so that makes them less susceptible. And again, those applications can be quite effective. I always show this picture of this trial that I did. It was like November 20th this one year, and this plot stayed clean for like 10 months. And so, again, springtime applications are usually good for about 8 to 10 weeks. Whereas a fall application can be good for upwards of 10 or 11 months. Just make sure that you're using the right formulation. That should be an ester form of the herbicide. Check the label to make sure that there is at least one ester in that product. Ed said that we've gotten a little bit of moisture, but it is still kind of dry out. So just be aware that, when you do make herbicide applications, that might increase the chance of injury to the turf grass. And it's kind of hard to predict how severe that might be, because there's a variety of different factors that influence that. But know that the chances of getting a little bit of phytotoxicity are a little bit higher if you're spraying on excessively dry sites. And that's what I have for today.
Thank you, Dr. Gardner. Nice and efficient. Dr. Wu, what do we got on the entomology pathology side?
Good morning, everyone. So recently I heard homeowners complain that they had animals visit the lawn every night to dig the newly seeded grass, which is about 1 to 2 inch high. And so apparently the lawn had growth problems, but it was going unnoticed, and they did not do any treatment, anything before they reseed. So they went undiagnosed, and apparently the overseeding did not solve the problem because they are still there. So it's just a lesson to learn in the future that if you found your grass turn brown, it's important to diagnose what caused it to turn brown. Is it because of drought or disease or insects? In this scenario, like a crop damage, it's important to get the problem controlled before you overseed. now it might be a need to see so because it's getting started to get cooled down, but it's something to remember for the future. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thanks, Xiaowei. Much appreciated. Just a couple of things on renovations and finishing up in the northern part of the state. It's way gone past use of Kentucky bluegrass season time. If you're going to try tough Eskimo perennial ryegrasses, you're probably going to have to use some type of covers. And as it's still that bit dry, you're going to have to look at your irrigation system or ability to get water to it until we get back to a more wetter cycle. But the long term forecast for this part of the country is going to be for a dry winter. So it may be an ongoing concern. From the standpoint of further south in the state, you may have a little bit more time to get away with some of the seeding, but it's also starting to get pretty late. Sod is probably your last hope at this stage in the vast majority of situations if you're trying to get those lawns finished off. The other thing, we're not gone past it yet, but it is starting to get down to what should be the end of late fall or late season fertilizations. Once we get those air temperatures down low enough to where the canopy, the top canopy or the plant material above ground starts to get frost, we're really starting to see kind of getting close to that time. So we're not quite there yet, but that's something that should be on people's minds. With that, we probably got one more of these coming up. So we will talk to you all again in a couple of weeks. Thank you.